Hi guys, hope you're having a good day. So new regulations came out for the disability benefit, and I'm just gonna show you the page of it. And this is what the government says. And again, my problem is not the amount, but I did just kind of see a problem that really kind of infuriated me. So I'm just gonna show you what I'm seeing here. So share screen, okay, go. Okay, so as you can see, there's income thresholds, and like we won't get $200 a month. Like we will unless for someone like me, the benefit would be the amount I could make except for $10,000 exemption, which it says down here, would be $2,300. And even with the 10,000 exemption, that's only $3,200, and poverty line in Canada is $2,600. So that means I can barely make it over the poverty line before they start dogging me. And you know what? That really bothers me. But I'll tell you what bothers me more about this is if we get married, this status changes. I I don't know why they did this, but what? No, it says no. Wait. I'm wrong. It says if I got married, I would move into the $2,000 bracket. But the fact that even with the benefit, I'd still be under poverty or just barely over poverty line as a disabled person. That's kind of like, what the? I thought this was supposed to help me move way past this, and I think that's what my friends have been saying. But at the same time, they are allowing people who are married to have more money. So before I continue, there is also a good thing, and I know my friends are not gonna like this. There's also a good thing that there is going to be room for inflation. Um, Still, $200 is not great, especially when they promised they were gonna lift our poverty. This is more of a not even like a playful jump up. This is more of a here, let me lift up your foot and put back on the footrest. It's helpful, but it doesn't really change things. So yeah, it's a bit disappointing for people for sure, and also a thing that concerns me is a bit further down. Let me see if I can scroll. I'm having trouble scrolling lately. Okay, there we go. Representative, compliance, enforcement. Okay, what it says here is that if you feel you deserve more money, and I'm sorry that came out wrong, but if you feel that the government didn't give you enough, you have you have 180 days from the decision, so 6 months, to appeal this decision. Now the problem is that disability life is very busy. There's a lot of appointments. There's a lot of if there's a lot of repair, there's a lot of care needs. So 180 days can go by like that. And if you don't check your mailbox, like I've had this happen where we almost missed something with H because we just couldn't find it in the pile of mail. So 180 days is kind of short, I think, for people with disabilities to appeal a decision that could make the difference between them having more food in the fridge and not. And another thing is, it is a problem that it's only for those with the disability tax credit, because many people with disabilities do not work. They do not make enough to. I mean, I got it because my parents, knew about it. But the thing is, it's very easy. It's not that easy to apply, but just it leaves out people who cannot apply for this tax credit, and that is wrong, because the people who cannot apply for the tax credit can't get this benefit. So that's $200 basically, that leaves out the poorest of the poor, as Mother Teresa would say, and that's wrong. At the same time, I do see considerations for inflation. 6 months is not the same as 90, and I know as soon someone is gonna be, I just know I'm gonna get some backlash for it, but this actually gives me hope that they try. It's just more like it's like when a 6-year-old tries to clean the room versus a 18-year-old. It's appreciated, but they could definitely make some improvements on their style. Because it's just a very infantile structure right now, and hopefully there's more room to grow. Hopefully we'll be able to talk with more conservative politicians, or at least I do. And because that's the other thing, guys, I'll stop sharing my screen. But the thing is that if we don't try it, we say, okay, I see your intentions, but needs a little work. If we don't saying the positive, I read this in my cognitive psychology course in university. People handle positive information legit more than they remember negative information. And like, we remember sentences that don't have the double negatives. We just And when time goes by, unless we have depressive tendencies, by the way, if you do, here's my hug, because I'm one of those people. But if everything's fine in our mental state, usually the bad decreases and we remember the good. And more so than we remember the bad. And it's known as the Pollyanna principle, and which is quite helpful for society. I but I think what happened with benefit advocacy, and yes, I'm just a baby. Yes, I don't know what's been happening in the last few years. Okay, I want to skip that right now before somebody brings back a crucifix and going, you don't know, and you tell me what to do. No, I don't know. I don't know what it's been like the past few years. I was not part of like a gazillion focus groups. I was just not part of this. So I'm speaking purely from an outside view. And I understand that now. But I do think there's something to say that they actually tried to put something in for inflation, because that's not something that happens with some provincial benefits. So I appreciate that they took that into consideration. And what I was saying about the positivity is I think the reason why I'm like that, especially now, is people, again, more likely to remember positive me too. And I think looking from the outside of this benefit advocacy, a lot of the examples used was these are the people you're harming. And that's a very strong way to advocate. But at the same time, because it was only the negative stuff or very few of the positive, this is the disabled person you've just helped prosper if you help us with this benefit. Because it wasn't from that approach, I think politicians' brains just basically went shut down. And like because it's so much to remember, and also there's another thing. When people realize there's a higher level of harm, they're more likely to take risks than if there's benefits. So basically, what I can, I'm making a conjecture, and I'm not saying it's right, but what I can kind of see is that maybe the government just saying, oh my god, okay, here, instead of like they were just trying to minimize the risk so much that like they thought $200 would fix that, and they were trying to do it as quickly as possible. And so it was just they couldn't see the how callous they may have come across. Because what Disability Without Poverty did was make this huge report with all these stories, and they they were tweets like, please do not use the disability tax credit. There's too many hoops, and please make it as big as possible. And then it's eligibility is based on the disability tax credit, and it's peanuts. So I think what a lot of people know, but what a lot of people are feeling in the disability community, as I was told in a different way, the majority of what people are feeling in the disability community is betrayed. And I think the image is that we made like this huge report we put on the desk, and we were all proud, and we got the pen hanging, and and then whoever was arguing for the benefit just went plop into the trash can and went with the hill climbing heuristic, which is the idea that when we have a goal, we go for the quickest way to get the goal. And so, but in that common way of thinking, a heuristic is a mental strategy that basically works 95% of the time, but it trips us up again from a cognitive psychology course. I'm almost done, so you can hear me studying on this video. But the problem with taking this hill climbing approach, like this sheer fastest way approach to this benefit, is that government officials did not see what would happen in the long term if they just said, okay, let's give them this, that accomplishes the goal of getting this promised benefit out. And it's like, no, you didn't promise that there'd just be a benefit. You promised financial security, essentially, and you took the short way. And a lot of my friends and a little bit myself are really ticked off, and that this happened because we were told we care about you. At the same time, and again, nobody might be making a mistake here, so I will remember you well if you choose to leave. But I do feel we need to forgive. We need to forgive, because which one of us hasn't taken the short way when somebody asked us to take a more longer way? And I guess I'm coming from, like, when I had trouble reading, because I was one of those students who didn't want reading until grade 3, you know, my mom pointed out this silver lining thing. I was like, no, because I didn't want to be a student. Like, I just have this heuristic that if I wanted to put myself as quote unquote smart, I had to do it myself, or I had to do it in private and not show anybody. But it was really a challenge for my parents, because it meant reading homework that I was not liking. So just like, I think I'm missing my point. I'm sorry, but I think we just need, like me with the reading, we need to forgive what happened, because if we don't, and if we try and say no to everything, it's not, again, I just feel like it's not gonna help us in the future. And one more thing, and I know this is gonna give me some comments. Like, what I'm saying is, which one of us didn't skip out on homework? That's what I'm saying. Here we go. Which one of us didn't, even though people were asking us, please just skip the homework, don't procrastinate. Which one of us didn't do something, even though people were saying, please, it would be easier for me, and we help with my resources? You know, we've all done it, and especially government. So I think before we start throwing stones, and yes, this might sound like I'm coming across as trying to seem superior, and I'm not. I'm just saying that if we don't try and communicate all of that stuff that I showed you, isn't gonna get fixed. Sitting here, literally sitting here and being about it and complaining about it isn't going to change things. Talking is. And I know some people might be going, but we talked. We talked. We did the focus groups. Yeah, more talking. Just like with me, more homework. That's just how it goes. If we want something, we have to work for it. And it's crappy that people saying, oh, we'll give you a shovel, and then gave us like a sand shovel that you gave kids. Yeah, that's really dumb. But sitting there going, this sucks, like complaining to the parent, saying, give me a shovel, isn't going, or give me a ladder, isn't gonna help them give us a leg up. It's just gonna make them go, another email. Like, it's not gonna be good. And again, I know people don't like my perspective. I'm going to play emails. And I know you guys were having me. I guess, but I'm just seeing things from the outside. I think we're maybe too close to this right now, and we need to consider how future generations are going to see this movement. Are they going to see fires, or are they going to see? Are they going to see people who stood up, or are they going to see people who were like so mad that they actually shrunk? So, yeah, I think that's just something to consider, because no one is perfect, and especially not government. We are not special. People feel let down by government all the time. And yes, it's annoying that it's always us. It's painful that it's always us. I'm not discrediting that now. It's unfair, it's stupid, and it's subconsciously it feels mean. But as a Christian, and I know that the second sex probably gonna get people to go, you think you're better than us, but as a Christian, I have to forgive them. And in what I believe, it says, don't forgive them 3 times. Forgive them 70 times 70. And how I interpret that is unconditionally forgive them. They do it again, okay. They do it again, okay, I forgive you. Because that's, like, forgiveness is not, this is okay. Forgiveness is not, this is okay. Forgiveness is just going, you know what, I'm not gonna have you wreck my day. Because, you know what, as an advocate, the way I see it, you just gave me job security. So that's the way I choose to see it. And I know that's not popular. I know people are super mad right now. But I just have to say these words to government. I forgive you. I'm hurt, I'm mad, and I'm disappointed. But I forgive you. Because you know not what you do. And it's a Christianized way to look at it. I understand it. I realize that not everybody in Parliament is Christian, but forgiveness is key in all faiths. Even if you're a person of non-belief, we all appreciate when we're forgiven. So I think, yes, this is annoying. Yes, this is disappointing. But instead of $1,100 to go, now it's only $300. And I have before we're at, or 400 before we're over poverty line. And so that's what I choose to focus on. Because if I choose to focus on consider, like, down within, they don't care. No, they do care. They just have no freaking idea what it's like. And yes, sometimes, even with my loving family, I'm like, there's so many times when I feel that people don't get, and I'm almost ready to go, okay, I'm leaving. But what could that to me? It doesn't change the situation if I leave. Minds won't change if we just go, don't ever listen. We have to try. Even if it's freaking again and again and again, and it's angry, and if you want to give me some backlash right now, please feel free to do so. I just cannot see this as anything other than a step for us to call out. We are being called to stand in what Martin Luther King would call soul force, and I believe there's a chance. If there's a chance, and then Alabama's bad right now, but people all over the states rallied when George Floyd died. And this is our chance to rally, not just stay in our corners, but to quote Sylvester's song, get up even though nobody hits you harder in this world than life itself. And I think we just need to forgive, and no, we don't need to, but I choose personally to forgive, because that is the first battle won. So yes, this application process is arduous. It is unfair for penalties, because you can lose $360 if you desperately need money and you just maybe use something on the application and they ding you, and it's unfair. But we need to use our privilege to speak for those voices in a way that will actually be heard. And again, I know this is not a favorite view. And I know maybe it's coming from something in my own eye. But I cannot see the other side as anything but trying. And yes, they need to try harder. One of my favorite able-bodied people, my dad. But if we don't celebrate the small successes, like I said, that it's only like it's like in different provinces. If you're from Ontario, I'm so sorry, because it's even worse there. So yeah, this is completely frustrating for different people, but we must not give in to hatred, because then we could have all the money in the world and still be poor. So I'm not saying let go of the rope completely. I'm not saying give the government a hug. I'm saying let's give them a little bit of slack, hit them out first, and then move forward. That's all. And again, this is a mistake from, as one of my favorite shows used to say, Kobe. Then Gibbs me, yell at me. Just don't give up, please. Well, I shouldn't say don't give up, because none of my friends have the intention of giving up. But just breathe with me for a second. I'm strong. This is a setback, but I come from resilient people. I'm strong. This is a setback, but I come from resilient people. I will be seen, I will be heard, and this fight is far from over. Amen.